Hi, Red Raiders. I'm here at the Sub where the State FFA CDE Awards are being held. And right now, I have our state champion cotton judgers here. Would y'all just go along and say your names and then where y'all are from?
Hi, I'm Emmanuel Quevedo.
Riley Sims.
Travis Welch.
Ryan Richardson. Jacob Lange. We're the cotton team from Perrin, and we're just state champions. And, she asked us how we felt coming out of it. I graded Ryan's. He had a perfect score. And I knew some other team scores, so we had a little pressure. Travis and Riley came out at the same time, and they could tell I was very, very nervous. And Travis actually had a perfect score in last year's contest, so I started grading his. His was perfect, and I wanted to puke because I knew the pressure was on Riley, who had not had the success that these two did in their practices. And I started grading Riley's, and I graded it 3 times to make sure that I saw we had 3 perfect scores. And Manny came out, and I told him it did not matter what he had because we had 3 perfect scores. And I went to the other 3 outside, and truthfully, I initially told him I wasn't going to tell them how they did, but I couldn't hold my emotions in. I cried like a baby with them and told them how proud I was of them because the achievement of getting 3 perfect scores. And nothing to discount Manny. He only dropped 40 points and was right up there with them. It was truly a team effort. I would say that Travis and Ryan were on the team last year that ended up second, and they kind of looked at as unfinished business. Riley was our 5th person on the team last year that didn't get a Scantron, and so he looked at it that way. These guys recruited Emmanuel because they said he's a smart kid that can bring it at the state contest.
That is incredible. And while the emotions will just flow when an accomplishment like this happens. So why don't you tell me just a little bit about the cotton judging contest and what it entails?
So I just follow my coaches, my teachers' procedures, and look at the color, look at all the stuff that you need to know. Just look at just a single biscuit, and you barbecue chicken from there.
I love it. I love it. And how much time and effort did y'all pour into this contest, all of the practice and the hours before y'all were able to hold that first place banner?
We've done a lot. We practiced a bunch last year, as you said. Didn't get to win, so I got to come back this year. Every day in my 3rd period ag, I don't know what period you guys have in.
Fourth and 6th.
Yeah, every day in that class we're looking at cotton, and then this is our 3rd trip up to Lubbock in the past month. And we go to contests. We had one week we had 4 days of school. We were at contests for 3 of them. So we've done a lot. It's a 3.5 almost 4 hour drive out to Lubbock. So we've
Tell her about that drive Tuesday. How much y'all enjoyed the drive? We came Tuesday night to practice Wednesday. What happened?
Oh yeah, we drove through a tornado in Seymour on the way up on Tuesday. So
wow. The dedication is there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
that's
definitely
awesome. I know your ag teacher mentioned just kind of the anticipation coming out of the contest and being in that kind of role. But tell me about how you felt coming out of the contest.
Yes, ma'am. I was one of the last people to get out of there. I'm very notorious for taking my time. But my ag teacher, he's an incredible teacher. He's an incredible mentor. He told me right away that my score did not matter. The pressure, I felt relieved that these guys did their job.
Right.
I was very happy.
My ag teacher in high school always told me that a good team, it didn't matter who was the drop score. It could always change throughout every contest. So I believe y'all are one of those teams because only those kind get to hold the plaque like this. And I want to ask, since we're in Lubbock today, tell me just a little bit about more than the contest itself, but the cotton industry as a whole and why it's important and why FFA wants to highlight the industry like this in the form of a contest.
Yeah, so Texas is one of the top producers of cotton, and obviously a lot of it is produced here in Lubbock and the surrounding areas, but it's the highest grossing product or crop in Texas, so that's also really good. And we use cotton every day, so it's on all of our clothes, so it's just really good to be able to have a contest like this.
That's awesome. Well, y'all are representing the industry well, and I appreciate all of y'all's time and effort. I just congratulate y'all again. Ag teacher, do you have any words to add?
I'm just extremely proud of them. They actually joked about having 3 perfect scores a week or 2 ago, and I laughed at them and told them not a chance, and then they pulled it off, and I couldn't hold it in. So
wow.
I think they know how proud I am of them and the accomplishment that they did. I think it's history. I have to go look to see if anybody's ever done it before. They know I'm very, very proud.
Again, that is just so awesome. Never forget this feeling, I will say, and just be very proud of yourselves. Thank y'all so much for meeting with me, and
Thank you for having us.
of course,
Wreck 'em.
wreck 'em.